Hi there, my name's Corey and welcome to my first YouTube video. So in this video I'm going to talk about books that I read in the month of March. So if that's something that you're interested in, just keep watching. But if you're hearing some weird noise, that's my dog eating his supper. I had to distract him with food while I'm in here in the living room videoing this. But anyways, on my phone. And also, since this is my first YouTube video, that can only get better from here. So if you like what you see, keep on keeping on. Sisters by Daisy Johnson is a book that I read. It was weird. Very like fever dreamish, you know? You don't really know. You kind of know what you're reading, but you also don't really know what you're reading. And it's about like sibling enmeshment, basically, is what I got from it. Is two sisters that aren't twins, but they're like a year apart. And one has sort of a bit of control over the other one. And they, you know, it's, I don't know. It was really weird. It was about grief and, again, like I said, sibling enmeshment and, you know, sibling relationships, sister relationships, kind of a little bit about bullying. Yeah, and just family relationships in general. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really weird. I think I gave it a 4 or a 5. Probably 4 stars. I think I gave it 4 stars. But yeah, I really liked it. I would read again. And it's actually really short, and like the chapters are really short too. It was only 207 pages long. So yeah, short, simple. Well, not simple, but short, and also not sweet either. It was really weird and kind of wicked, and just, yeah. Enjoyed it though. Okay, then I also read Eva Evergreen, Semi-Magical Witch. It's by Julie Abe. This was super cute. It's a little, what is this? Middle grade, I think is what this is considered, a middle grade book. So it's like definitely something that like your 12, 13-year-old would really enjoy reading. 11 to maybe 10 to 13. I don't know. It's something that I know I would have enjoyed around those ages. And I enjoyed it now too as an adult. I thought this was really cute. It's about Eva Evergreen. She's a witch and she just came of age. I think she was 11. See, I don't even remember that. But she's 11 and she gets to go on her novice quest, and it's all the little fun things that she gets into. It's kind of like Kiki Delivery Service-esque. You know, Kiki left. I think she was 13 though. She left. She had to go to a different town and help a town, and that's the premise of this. Eva has to do that as well. And again, her mom is a really famous witch. Her dad is non-magical. He's a baker. And you know, she's a semi-magical witch. She doesn't have as much powers as other witches her age do. And, you know, it's just her traversing that and going to a new town and meeting new friends and new people and helping them and overcoming her personal battles and struggles. And I thought it was really cute. And yeah, I would recommend anybody read this because more than anything, it's an uplifting story of perseverance. And don't think that your talents are any less important than someone else's talents that you think are more talented than you, because we're all talented in our own way and we all have things that we're good at. And this book just really drove that home, and I thought it was really cute. So give that a read too, or read it to your kids. So I think they'd like it. Okay, Willard. My dog is back. He's gonna be in the way. He's gonna be all in the way. It's gonna be super informal. If you can't tell. I'm looking at the wrong side. I need to be like here so I don't look so weird. Okay, so then I also read The Poison Thread Read The Poison Thread by Laura Purcell. This was not my favorite book by her. If you've read The Silent Companions, so far that has been the best book she's written to me. I've read every book except for one of hers thus far. I'm trying to think of what that book is, but I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm talking about The Poison Thread. Or, aka The Corset, because it's also called The Corset. So some versions are called The Corset. The version that I have is called The Poison Thread. I think The Poison Thread was a better title than The Corset. But anyways, this is about a girl who is also a teenager. Preteen-esque, and we're following her journey from being a preteen to being a teenager, to being 16. And she's in prison for murder. And she thinks she's magical and that she is sewing clothes that kill people. And you kind of have to decide if she's crazy or if it's true. And I don't know. And then it's like a dual back and forth chapters between her and Dorothea Dottie, who's just like a rich lady who goes and talks to her at the prison that she's in, that goes and talks to Ruth at the prison that she's in. Let me clarify that, what we're talking about. And yeah, so Ruth is just telling Dorothy her story about, you know, her life and how she came to realize that she was magical and killing people through her threads, through sewing things. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, I got tired of it, honestly. And it's not a long book either. It was about 350 pages. Let me see. Yeah, 350 pages. But, you know, sometimes I really like the back and forth changing, you know, of either the characters back and forth each chapter or the timeline different back and forth through each chapter. Sometimes I really like that, and sometimes I don't, and this is one of the instances that I did not like it. But I don't want to put you off of it because you might really like it, and that's fine. Because Laura Purcell really does a great job of like writing in like the Victorian era-esque, and you really do get immersed in that like time. Like you really feel like, boy, you are like, yeah, no. Yeah, no, that's the Victorian time, like straight up. There's a king up in there, and like I could see, you know, like I could see it, the cobblestones and all that stuff. It's, you know, so it's really atmospheric, and you get that from her books. But this one's story, I wasn't really into it. And as a seamstress, you know, I thought I would really be into it because it's The Poison Thread and I'm a seamstress. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I'll be all up on this. I wasn't really. And there are a few gross parts. Like, sorry if these are any spoilers, but also like, I don't know what other people consider to be spoilers or not, because like, there's nothing that you can really spoil for me. Like, I'm not someone who's, anyways, that's a tangent that I'm getting off on, but like, you could literally tell me the entire plot of a movie or a story, and it's not going to ruin it for me. So, sorry if this is ruining it for you. Just skip ahead. But anyways, there's a really like gross part where Ruth's mom is giving birth, and it is very descriptive. It discusses a lot of stuff. Like you can see it, you know, like if you're one of those people, like, cause I'm one of those people that when I read, like, it's like a movie playing in my head. So you can see it. It was gross. And even just like reading it with like trying to block out the images in my brain, I was like, oh, this is nasty. But it's it's actually a really important part of the story. So I get it, and it was important, but it was gross. So, yeah, anyways, I think I gave this 1 star because, again, I was like, you know, I really enjoy Laura Purcell's writing of like just feeling immersed in the Victorian era. And like, she's really good at it, but I didn't really like this story as much as I've liked her others. So, The Poison Thread or The Corset. There's 2 different titles. I don't know who's getting what title. But anyways, that was a long one. All right. We're gonna also talk. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna Pandora's Jar by Natalie Haynes. Loved it. This is about the women in Greek myths, various Greek myths. So we talk about Medusa, Phaedra, the Amazons, Penelope, like, you know, just the ladies in Greek myths got their own sort of deep dive into their stories and how their stories have changed over time and how men have written them, but how we as women actually see them and like how we as women are them, you know, like we've, you know, experienced the things that they've experienced or, you know, anyways, I really enjoyed it. It was very research paper like, you know, you wrote a research paper in high school English class or whatever. That's what this was. However, I did really like it because I enjoy learning about Greek mythology. That's not something that I got to learn about as a teenager or in high school or in school at all. So learning about it now is really interesting to me. And so, yeah, I just really like this. And I've started reading even more Greek mythology style books. Like I've read Electra by Jennifer Saint, I think is who it was by. Loved that book. So I've got a few more on my reading list to read. But yeah, this one was really nice, just trying to get an overview of what the actual stories from the Greek myths are before I deep dive into some of the fiction books that I've got in store. So anyways, if that's something that you're interested in, I recommend it. Next, I read Everyone Knows Your Mother is a Witch by Rivka Galshin. I also don't know how to say this name. Loved this book. I loved this book. This was 5 stars all the way around. I loved this book. It was a good commentary first off, good commentary on, you know, the witch trials that happened all over the world back in the day. And it was a good commentary on the justice system. It was a good commentary on like small town people and their small minds and the gossip and rumors they spread because they're bored and are jealous of your life. And, you know, it was very satirical. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant. So if you're interested in something like that, I don't want to give a lot away, but basically, anyways, okay, so I'm just going to say the story begins in 1618 in the German Duchy of Württemberg. Plague is spreading. The 30 Years' War has commenced, and fear and suspicion are in the air throughout the Holy Roman Empire. In the small town of Leonberg, Katharina Kepler is accused of being a witch. Katharina is an illiterate widow, known by her elders for her herbal remedies and her successful children, including the eldest Johannes, who is the imperial mathematician and the renowned author of the laws of planetary motion. It's enough to make anyone jealous, and Katharina has done herself no favors by being out and about in everyone's business. So when the deranged and insipid Ursula Reinbold accuses Katharina of offering her a bitter, witchy drink that has made her ill, Katharina is in trouble, facing the threat of financial ruin, torture, and even execution. I really enjoyed this because it really showed how a lot of people will put their nose in business that isn't theirs just because they want to be a part of something. And if you are from a small town, a rural small town, such as this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody wants to know everything about everyone else, and they want to be a part of it. They want to insert themselves into something just because they're not getting no attention. They're all little, let me reel it in. You should probably read it. 5 stars. And I loved this cover. I'm so glad this is the cover that I got. Oh, because the new cover sucks. Okay. I'm sitting here. I don't know. All right. Now, this next book is Reread. I've read this before when it first came out. I read it again because I wanted to make sure that it was something that I bought it for my mom, and I was like, ooh, I need to read that and make sure that it is something that my mom would like. And it is Verity by Colleen Hoover. And it, in fact, is something that my mom would love. If you've heard about it, you heard about it. If you ain't, you ain't. If you like Colleen Hoover, you do. If you don't, you don't. And I'm not going to say nothing else about it. But I got 2 more books to discuss. This next one, I'm leaving another good one for last. But this next one, I also didn't like. So I'm not sure if that was my dog snoring. Oh, hang on, let me see if he's... Okay, so the next book I read is Leech by Hiram Inez. Didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was like 2 different books meshed together, you know? It's like the first is like one whole plot where we're like following this alien or parasitic doctor, basically. Because, okay, so there's a parasite that has taken over doctors. So all the doctors are this parasite. Well, there's another parasite that's trying to take over the doctors. So that's like trying to kill the parasite that's in the doctors. That's what's happening. So we're following that, and then like this doctor trying to figure out what this thing is and why it wants to take over and all that. And then the second half of the book, I felt like was something completely different. Like I don't know. Maybe I missed something somewhere, and I don't know. I just didn't really get it, and I was confused a lot of the time. But the second half of the book was like the doctor and someone from this town running, and I don't know. I didn't get it. Because, like, everybody in that town was infected with this parasite, from what I'm getting. This might be spoilers, too. I'm so sorry. I'm not very good at this, if these are all spoilers. Shit, I don't know. But anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about it, except for it felt like 2 different books. And it was, honestly, really kind of cumbersome to read. Like, not cumbersome. Tiresome. It was tiresome to read. Because I just wasn't really sure what was going on most of the time. And yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Didn't like it. But yeah, so thought I would. Didn't. So sad I didn't. Okay, now the other 5-star book that I read in the month. I know this one was a 5-star. In the month of March. Saving one of the best for last. Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. That's right, bitches. This book was so good to me. Oh my god, you don't even know. I wanted to be watching Carrie play tennis, bitch. Like, let me up there. I wanted to be Carrie playing tennis. And my name's Kari, so I'm pretty fucking close to being Carrie. I get, called Carrie my whole life. But anyways, I was like, hell yeah, girl. Let's go play some motherfucking tennis. You're going back and you're gonna fucking win Wimbledon or whatever. One of those fucking, I don't know nothing about tennis, but I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna play some fucking tennis after reading this book. And then also, like, you kind of don't like Carrie because she's not really a likable person. But I don't know, you might not really like anybody in this book, because at first I was like, I don't like nobody up in here. And then I'm just rambling. I'm so sorry, y'all, if this is not a good video. But anyways, this is how I talk. And I'm just now realizing that. So, anyways, I really liked it. It's a lot about tennis. It talks a lot about tennis. It's a lot about her, training for tennis and stuff. But it's also about relationships. It's about father-daughter relationships. It's about father-coach and player relationships, and how, like, being a parent and also being the coach to your child is, you know, difficult, but fun, but, like, kind of crazy, because, like, what are we doing? Like, you know, you hate me outside at home, but here you love me, and, you know, anyways. And about just growth as a person, and, like, finding what you're good at, and, you know, even though you've been at the top for so long, do you want to come back? Do you want to defend the goals that you've set, and the records that you set, and the goals that you've made, because that's all you are? Or is there more to life? Is there more to life? It was a story of growth to me. I thought it was a story of growth, because Carrie grows as a person. She grows as a daughter. She grows as a player. She grows as a friend. You know, like, she didn't have friendships the first time around when she was playing tennis seriously. And then this time around, she kind of does make friends, and she's like, this is new. What's going on here? And yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed this. Taylor Jenkins Reid, girl, you can write something that's interesting, because at first you're like, I don't want to fucking read about tennis. I read this whole book, ate it up, inhaled it, loved it. Anyways, yeah, I kind of fell off the wagon there. Didn't really know what I was talking about towards the end. And I'm sorry about that. I am. And I'm sorry that you're hearing my dog holler at me. And I'm probably not that cute in this video. And, you know, I can't be cute all the time. I kind of just wanted to do one. Just because. What? Like, it's hard? Anyways. Yeah, those are the books that I read in the month of March. But yeah. So, if this is something that you liked, the chaos of it, the disorganization of it, how I talked, whatever, give me a follow, give it a like, whatever. Comment if you've read some of these books. Tell me what you think of them. Did you like some of them? Did you not like some of them? Yeah. Anyways, I'll get better at this. I'm gonna go play with my dog, so he'll stop growling at me. Alright, bye.